All right, I just wanted to respond to this allegation that the league has figured out Kyle Shanahan. Has the NFL figured out Kyle Shanahan's offense? Yeah, of course just like they figured out Bill Walsh and the West Coast offense. Everybody gets figured out, okay, including Bill Walsh. That's why we have the zone blitz. Dick LeBeau, Don Capers, later on Bill Belichick and others put their own twist on it. But it was meant to try to neutralize the traditional West Coast offense, and it worked. The Tampa, the cover 2 helped neutralize the horizontal passing game. So everybody gets figured out. It is not an indictment of Kyle Shanahan that he got figured out. Everybody gets figured out. By the way, it's not just coaches. Corporations get figured out. Empires get figured out, okay? Ancient Rome got figured out. Ancient Rome were the biggest badasses ever. I know some people will say the Mongol Empire, but I think you could argue the Mongols faced subpar competition. I think you could make that argument. Rome dominated the Gauls. Rome dominated Carthage. Rome dominated Greece. All right? But even they got figured out. The Germanic tribes eventually figured them out. There was enough, cross-pollination, the same way that the 49ers coaches start working everywhere, right? They worked alongside them enough times. They worked against them enough times. They took enough L's where eventually they're like, okay, I think we got a handle on ancient Rome. I think we could take these guys now. And eventually they did. So everybody gets figured out. Even ancient Rome gets figured out. It doesn't mean you suck. The key, obviously, is to evolve. You have to evolve. And Kyle Shanahan has tried to evolve. That's what the Trey Lance pick was all about, was trying to evolve. The problem is that Kyle's talent evaluation is not great. That has been my one consistent criticism of Kyle Shanahan, is that his talent evaluation has been not great. His talent evaluation and his roster management. Okay, he's played favorites with certain players. Giving Christian McCaffrey a raise to me was just inexcusable. Giving Christian McCaffrey a raise at an age and after a year of his highest usage ever, you just knew what was going to happen. To give him a raise under those circumstances, I thought completely inexcusable roster management there. He's played favorites a few times. That I've been consistent about that. That is my one criticism of Kyle Shanahan. I shill for Shanahan. I love Shanahan. That has been my main criticism of him. The other day, saying that Jake Moody, I think we got the right guy with Jake Moody. For me, that is like, that's either he's playing politics. If he really means, I hope he's playing politics. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but if he really means that, I think that's just, again, inexcusable. My package is 10 stops away right now. Amazon just gave me a notification. Anyway, to say Jake Moody is the right guy, the guy cost you like 5 losses. Imagine burning a 3rd round pick on 5 losses. That's essentially what they did. They spent a 3rd round pick to lose 5 losses minimum, to lose 5 games minimum. So I don't know about Kyle's. I would like Kyle to take a step back from roster construction. That's my one thing. But has the league caught up to Kyle Shanahan? Yes. Does he need to evolve? Yes. Is that an indictment on him? No, it's not. It's fine. No, it's not. It happens to the best. The other thing I wanted to talk about is Matt Mayoko was asking if the 49ers should extend George Kittle. They obviously should try to extend him at a reasonable number. He's had a really good year. The only thing is, though, I don't want to hear any more about the injuries. Like, it's too much already. Every goddamn week, he's talking about his injuries. He's going on podcasts talking about, like, oh, the NFL is like a car crash. Every game is like a car crash. Bro, that's what the money's for. Why do you think they're paying you that much? Shut up. Shut up about the injuries. Brent Jones played his whole career. I think I heard about him being injured like twice in Brent Jones' whole career. He broke his back one time. He was gone for like a week. I'm not even sure he missed that game. And then he bit his tongue off one time. That's it. I never hear about Brent Jones being injured, dude. George Kittle, every goddamn week, this guy's complaining. Like, I don't want to. If you're gonna take the money, shut up. You're gonna take the money, shut the hell up, dude. It's the nonstop complaining. It brings the vibes down, dude. It's killing the vibes for everybody always complaining about injuries. By the way, Trent Williams, that's why you don't put so many eggs in one basket. That's why you don't put like $120 million on somebody that old playing that position. They could get injured getting out of bed in the morning at that age playing that position. I mean, why do you think the Detroit Lions can sustain so many injuries? They've had a crazy amount of injuries. The reason the Detroit Lions can sustain those injuries is because their players aren't all like getting top of the market money. Meaning, if the starter gets injured, the backup is like, the backup is like 85% of the starter. Whereas with the 49ers, our backups were making curly fries at rallies like 2 weeks ago. That's the difference. That's why I don't know. The 49er fans always want to pay everybody. Like I keep hearing about them. I keep seeing 49er fans saying like Fred Warner deserves like defensive player of the year. Why would you do that? Why would you say that? Why would you say Fred Warner deserves defensive player of the year? Don't you understand if Fred Warner wins defensive player of the year, he won't. But if he did win defensive player of the year, that's only going to make him more expensive. Why don't you guys shut up? Well, how stupid are you? The 49er fans talking about, like, trying to reward players, like Christian McCaffrey should be MVP. What are you talking about? Why would you make him more expensive to retain? Why would you talk about how Fred Warner deserves DPOY? Why would you do that? Why would you make him more expensive? Are you guys stupid or what? I just want to know. Like, what's going on in your brain? Tell me. Well, what difference does it make to you if Fred Warner gets recognition? You're not going to get a penny out of it. Why do you care if Fred Warner is recognized? Like, how dumb can you be? All it does is make it harder to retain him or more expensive to retain him. You don't think his agent is going to use that to get him, like, a fat raise? Like, hey, why don't you give Fred Warner another $100 million contract at 30 years old? A linebacker, $100 million at 30 years old. He's DPOY. Guys are stupid. If you guys were smart, you would say Fred Warner sucked so that he would be as cheap as possible. Like Teoscar Hernandez. He's actually really good, Teoscar Hernandez. But the fact that everyone thinks he sucks allowed the Dodgers to retain him for quite cheap. So